everybody. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in beautiful San Diego. And my coloring and whatever is probably going to look a little different today because it is evening. And I just thought since I won't be live tomorrow, I would just jump on now and give you something to watch tomorrow when you try to get with me live. Anyway, I also wanted to let you know a couple things. Stampin' Up is having their first ever Black Friday sale, and it's actually going to be going on from November 21st to December 1st. They're not telling us yet what is going to be on this Black Friday sale, but they are telling us that there are going to be some things that are 40% off. So that's pretty exciting. All right, just making sure that I am live. Good. Yeah, and so look on November 25th. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to be. Second thing is, I think I'm going to put you down so you can actually see what's going on here. Let me grab my cards. I am going to be doing a class using the Joyful Days Memories and More cards, and this is for those of you who want to make a whole bunch quick, easy, fast cards. I don't know if you've ever used Memories and More cards before, but they're amazing for making fast cards. I'm going to have everything all cut out for you to make 8 cards, and you'll have more than twice as many Joyful Days cards that you can make a whole bunch more and just kind of keep going. I think I made all the 6 that I'm going to show you in like about an hour and a half, and that's just from scratch. I hadn't even thought of what I was going to do, etc. So anyway, so that class, email me at stampwithdrrobin@gmail.com if you are interested in it. The class is going to be $45 because, and let me put you down actually before I tell you all that's going to be in here so you can see some of these beautiful cards. So this is, I took one of the cards and I cut it out with the branching out cards. This is one that I just made the card a little smaller and used a second card, and I think, yeah, this one I used another card on the inside. See how easy these are? This one I didn't cut the card at all. And I'm also using the Greetings for You Mixed and Matched Ephemera pack. That's these gold ones, as well as the Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon. So here's another of that ephemera pack just on one of the cards that's mounted, another card that's just mounted, cut and mounted. This one's using 2 of the smaller cards. So you can see a large card and a small card, how quick and easy these actually are. So with this class, you are getting, well, there'll be 2 more that are prepped for you. You will be getting an entire pack of the Joyful Days Memories and More cards. You will be getting a half a pack of the Greetings for You Mixed and Matched Ephemera. You're going to be getting an entire pack of the traditional sparkling sequins and a half a roll of the Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon. And cardstock, like I said, to make the 8 cards. And this alone, this product is over $33 worth of product, just product that you're going to be getting, not counting all the stuff all cut out for you, and it's going to be $45. If you can pick it up here, it's $45. If you need me to mail everything, it's another $10 for mailing. I'm going to need your money, Venmo, check, preferred Venmo, or Zelle, or PayPal. And I'm going to need that to me by November 24th because that next day or shortly thereafter, they are going to hopefully get some of these things in. Some of them are out of stock right now, so I'm hoping everything stays in. If not, I might have to mix and match some of them. So those are the 2 big announcements for today. I think I'm going to pull you up just a little bit more. Okay, so we are going to make a beautiful card using the A Child is Born stamp set. And I've heard back and forth whether people like or don't like that there aren't faces on this stamp. Even on the animals don't have eyes, etc. But most people I know actually think it's pretty cool that way. So here's the card that we're going to make. And it doesn't take a lot with it, but I think it's pretty striking. All right, so first thing is we're going to stamp and do the central thing. Now this is one of the arches from Everyday Arches. And after I'm all done here, I will put this up on my blog, stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, and it will have everything you need written down, because I don't remember which arch this is. The third from the biggest, the fourth, I don't remember. So we're going to take this big one. Now this is an F block. It would probably fit in on E block, but we had our big stamping day yesterday, and I don't know where half my blocks are, so we're going to have to use it on this F block. And when I use these big blocks, this is how I like to do it, is put them face up like this, stamp around multiple times. This is with crumb cake, so we are crumb cake on crumb cake here. Let's make this even. The staff is going to go kind of off a little bit, but that's okay. And then push really hard. When I'm using my glass mat, I don't usually use anything under it. But if you're using just a regular surface, you're going to want to use a piercing mat underneath here. And then since we have this out, we're going to take our little 1/2-inch piece here, and we're going to stamp our little front sentiment. No, I'm doing a live, dear.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
All is calm, all is bright is what this says. That was my favorite husband there. Yay, it worked. And then why don't we just do a slant cut this while we've got it here, a bit more off this edge. So that's all ready. And then we're gonna also do our inside stamping. And that's gonna get this adorable little lamb, because I just had to use him because he's so darn cute. And then we're also going to use the Oh Holy Night on the inside. And like I said, all of this is with our crumb cake. All right. Now we need to do a little bit of embossing on here. And what I did is I actually took the two different star pieces, or stamps rather, and we're going to do, like I said, a little embossing. So always use your embossing buddy so things don't stick. And then let's get the embossing powder ready. You know, when I'm doing multiples of this, I actually usually will emboss like 3 in a row before I use my powder, so I don't have to keep stopping and starting. So that tells you that you really can, you know, you don't have to jump on it right away. So we got lots of stars for them. And we got our gold embossing powder. And if you have some that stray like that, just, you know, if you brush it off with your finger, great. But if it's too close to something, sometimes I'll just even, you know, leave it a little bit because I don't want to smush it. But I have just this old water painter thing, and that's what I use. I like to cover it up before I start embossing. All right, you're going to hear it come on here. And let it heat up a little bit. Stuff gets really hot, and I like to just use a little on the back side because it does tend to warp the paper a little bit, and then just keep it moving until you can see it start to change. And I always kind of pick it up and look at it and make sure I got everything and it looks shiny before I turn this off. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of the white watercolor pencil. Now, if you guys don't have watercolor pencils, they're actually pretty fun. You don't have to use them with watercolor, and I'm not using any watercolor today, but they come in 2 different color palettes. This one has the white. This is one that I think they call the first one, and then there's a second one with some of the additional newer colors added. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to color the baby's wrap. Okay. And sometimes I'll do lines and sometimes I'll do circles. On the bigger part, I kind of do circles just because it lays down more. And you don't, when you're sharpening your watercolor pencils, don't sharpen them to a sharp tip. You want them kind of blunt like this. They do way better like that than if you sharpen them all up. Now, I was watching somebody, I don't remember who, sorry, and she colored in everybody's clothing, but I just like the effect of having the baby just kind of stand out a little bit more this way. All right, so let's put everything together. So first I have a, regular standard card here. I don't like that little thing, so that beats now our back, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4 on the long side. Then we have a piece of the Seasons of Elegance Specialty DSP. This is one of the things that carried over from last year, and it is 3 by 5.5. You could even use this side if you want it, if you don't like so much sparkle. I like a little sparkle on everything, and I thought it was being picked up really well by the stars. And you can put it all the way to the side. I decided I just wanted it kind of like that in the middle. And, uh-oh, I'm missing something here. Shoot. Well, I'm going to have to go back and do this, and you're going to have to trust me on this, which I'm missing the gold. Oh, this is what happens when you... Oh, I know what it was. Somebody took it out of here because they screwed theirs up. But let me just see if I had an extra anywhere. See, this is... I had my little class, like I said yesterday, and what I'm trying to look for is this gold rim around here. So I don't see any extras in there, so we can get what we need to cut one. So you're gonna have to hold for a minute while I get some gold paper. really the reason I don't have any extras, like I said, is somebody used my one extra yesterday, and I didn't have enough to make a bunch more. So now I went got some more that just came in this week. So we're going to start with 4-inch piece. And we're going to get our cut and emboss machine. And then we're going to have to figure out which one it is that we need here. So I got my arches. And these are the two. Okay. So you're going to have to make this little rim around here. What you need is 2 successive arches here. And what you're going to do, let me just make double sure this is the right ones. Yep. What you're going to do is you are going to cut them like this. So what you want to do is just make sure that it's kind of even all the way around. And what I mean, what is even is this little, what's showing in between the two. All right, so let's get our cut and emboss machine. Remember when I said I wasn't going to pull these out? Well, I was wrong. When you are cutting something like this that has a straight edge, whoa, let's put this one on the bottom. I try when I'm cutting the foil to have a cleaner one on top, because otherwise the foil is going to get marks on it just from your cutting. Anyway, when you have something that's straight across like the bottom of this is, you do want to kind of just angle it a little bit. It'll cut a whole lot better that way. All right. Whoops. Uh-oh, that didn't cut all the way. Well, I'm going to just cut it myself because I don't feel like getting that machine up here again. This happens sometimes, even, I may just not have gone far enough, but even sometimes when you do, it'll do that. All right, so now we got our little frame, but guess what else we have? We have this other beautiful piece that we can use for something else, because I am not using that today. All right, let me just make sure that this looks good. I think I can cut a little more off. Okay, now let's bring our card back in. And like I said, we're just using this little frame around here. Now you could have used the entire thing and just mounted it on that, but look how much you would have wasted. You would have wasted all of this, and this is going to be perfect for some other card. What other card, you ask? I have no idea. I haven't made it yet. All I know is that at some point I'm going to bring back that little piece. I'm thinking it might be for Valentine's Day cards, because that's just so pretty. But we'll see. It may not even make it out of there until next Christmas, because we all tend to use a lot more, or I tend to use at least a lot more sparkly stuff for holidays. Okay. And you're going to want to hold this in place till you're sure that it's attached, because you saw how it was kind of trying to pull itself up. All right, let's put the inside in. Hey Brenda, hey Cheryl, hey Linda. Oh good, hey Carl. Carol, hi Sandra. several people watching or did come and go. All right, last but not least, we are going to put some dimensionals. I'm down to my little edge pieces here, but they fit perfectly. And there we have a beautiful card. What do you guys think? I think it's just a very elegant card, a little more religious than some other holiday cards, but I think, you know, that's to be given to the right person there. So that's it for today. I will not be here tomorrow. That's why I came live today. And but I will see you in a couple Mondays, because then we've got Thanksgiving week, and we'll see. I may or may not be here Thanksgiving week. But take care, everybody, and have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.